Welcome to The Other Discovery Show, the podcast that's not about podcasts. It's about all the other things we discovered throughout the week. I'm Kirk.
And I am Zach. And, okay, it's time to get real. It's time to get real. I'm sorry. I really questioned whether I should even bring this topic. But we need to. And this article convinced me after I read it. This article is about the history of toilet paper. So just, it is what it is.
Toilet paper is very important.
Yeah, it is. And today...
To us in America.
To everybody, yeah, in this country at least, you know.
I'm not quite in the bidet realm yet. I've been trying to pitch it to my family, and I thought this would be the time they'd let me get one, but I'm still a dirty boy using the toilet paper.
I mean, I thought it was going to be like a genius. It's like, oh, well, everybody's out buying toilet paper like savages. I'm going to get a bidet, but you can't find them anymore. Everybody else was on that too. I was not that smart. But we tried to order some today. And
yeah, we tried to order some from work.
It's
Not
tough to find it.
Yes.
It's tough to find it.
The only one you can find is like the giant roll of like sandpaper one. No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks on that.
No
but
thanks.
Just wait until you hear the origins, the things that came before what we know today.
I did a little cheating, and I've seen a little bit of what you're going to talk about, and it is scary.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So just buckle up, everybody. We are living in a luxury world.
Hold your butts.
Hold on to your butts. It's Sam Jackson from Jurassic Park once said that. A real genius. Okay. So where did this all start? They literally have found... Okay, I don't even know, like some of these... Okay, you're going to have to just bear with me because literally the words that they're using...
Is it going to get scatological?
In a way, because, okay, I'm trying to think like... Okay, I'm just going to call them sticks. They have a different name. They have a name that has a modifier in front.
Does it start with an S?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So there's a modifier in front of these sticks.
Poo-poo sticks.
Sure, and I'm just going to call them a stick.
Poo-poo sticks.
We have evidence of 2,000 years ago at least finding some of these sticks, which is essentially exactly that, a stick with a bit of cloth on the end.
Okay, thank you that there's cloth, because otherwise, what the heck did they do with that
There's
stick?
not always. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so, okay, we're all going through doing all this, and I was just curious. I saw this pop up on Atlas Obscura, and everybody who's listening to the show knows I love this website, so it gets me. Okay, so some of the earliest ones was 6th century China was the earliest toilet paper. As far as like kind of our version of toilet paper, 6th century China. So that's a long time, but it was like a luxury good because there wasn't paper everywhere. That was like a very luxurious item to even have access to. At the time, I think it was mostly scholars and religious organizations were the only ones that really had access to it.
It's all of those scribes that had made typos.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to show this.
Now this is toilet paper because
much.
I wrote something wrong.
Yeah, so it wasn't something that they just had around, but there is records of it being used in Chinese court as toilet paper, but it wasn't something that everybody had. So, what was everybody else doing? If only...
What were they, Zach? What were they using?
Okay, here we go. It was based on where you were, what you had access to.
Okay.
It was a scavenging type situation. So
pine cones?
I didn't read pine cones because they're pointy. Like, it seems terrible, but okay. If you live near a coastal area, shells. Shells. I'll let that sink in. Shells. What? Shells. Okay, and then...
I'm assuming that at least they're got to be like the big shells, the ones that like everyone wants to find on the beach.
Okay, I'll say this. I think
we live here in Florida.
I think that most of these things also had water involved. It wasn't just like... It wasn't just like... I can't even think
of shells.
I can't even think of like how to describe this like appropriately. Yeah, just like freaking trying to scrape putty off a wall or something. Like, it's not like... Okay, so shells in coastal areas, but it seems intense. Wool, because
I get that one.
You have a sheep around. You're like, hey, I'm not going to use that wool. That's fine. I'll just use that.
Okay, that seems a little wasteful because that's definitely a luxury good. Wool.
Yeah, but I mean, it just grows on your sheep. So you're just like, that sheep is stupid, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it.
So wait. Did they at least use wool?
No, it had to be on the sheep. It had to be on the sheep for it to count. Otherwise, you can't use it. No, it was scraps from shearing. And maybe one of the most...
This has become the show now. Now this episode is all about toilet paper. There's no more discoveries. This is it. We're just going to discover toilet paper. This is the toilet paper discovery show.
Are you ready to hear America's contribution to this list?
Oh, gosh.
In rural America, the corn cob. It didn't have corn on it. They took the corn off. They took the corn off. But yeah, dried corn cobs.
Did they eat? Oh, God.
No, they ate the corn first. Duh, you can't waste it.
No, I'm sorry.
So then we have the stick.
Putting corn back on that cob.
No, God. Then we have the stick that I was talking about, where not all of them had cloth on it. So it was literally an early Buddhist practice. They found bamboo sticks in latrines on the Silk Road in China that are over 2,000 years old. And they also found sticks in Japan from the 8th century. So 100
poo-poo sticks. They found poo-poo sticks.
Yes.
You're just saying sticks. Like, yeah, of course they found sticks that are old.
I already told them what I was going to use as a supplement for
but
what
I'm
these are actually
I'm looking
called.
at your article.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is definitely one where I wish that we could just throw it out there because, yeah, that's what they're calling it. I think it's translated, and that's literally like what the word for it was. So, yeah, there were sticks that sometimes had things attached, but like literally the one that they found that was like a Buddhist artifact was just a flat stake. Like, I don't know what, I don't know. I've tried to not think too much into this because some of it's disturbing if you try and figure out the logistics of it. But ancient Rome also had a similar type of an instrument. It was, xylospongium. So it was one of these special sticks. But with
there you go.
But with a sponge attached to the end. And now your next question obviously might be, this was a one-time use deal, right? No, it was not.
Oh, God.
No, it was not a one-time use deal.
The communal sponge?
Yeah.
The communal butt sponge?
Yes, 100%. So you go to, and okay, I'm going to link this article because everybody
I'm done.
No, you're not. We're not done yet. So I'm going to link this article in the show notes, and it'll be on Facebook too, because you need to look at these latrines because they literally are designed for the stick with a sponge to just like go to work without having to move. All of this is wild. It blew my mind at every single possible turn here. And then there's this weird myth that literally there was a French Renaissance writer named Rabelais. Rabelais? That's not Rabelais. That's not him. No, but a writer who wrote Gargantua and Pantagruel, which is an absurd epic work of filth and gratuitous nonsense. And there's a scene where he's trying to figure out what he should use for toilet paper. And he goes through all kinds of things, various forms of livestock, fabrics, hats, a bunch of different stuff. And in the end, he decided that the best thing was the neck of a live goose. And the most ridiculous part of this is that after all this, one of the inventors of the first toilet in England pushed a rumor that it was real, not something that was written, but that somebody had actually done this. And once that happened, it somehow got put to Elvis. So the lead singer of Oasis, Liam Gallagher, said that he thought Elvis had a box full of goosenecks in his toilet. And this article's like, there's zero evidence of that. Like, it's not true. And then we get to now. So, well, first of all, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because...
How did we get here? We have spent 10 minutes talking about toilet paper.
That's how it goes sometimes. No, and here's why I wanted to talk about it. Because in the 70s and 80s, you couldn't talk about it. You had to pretend it wasn't there. They had the little covers. They had like little hidey things that you would literally hide the toilet paper in. It couldn't be like out, like openly exposed to the world. You couldn't know that people had it. They invented little fans for women, like little fold out fans that had folded toilet paper inside of it so that you could like hide it. It was like a shameful thing to have toilet paper. And
That's
now
interesting. I didn't know that.
people went, as soon as there was any talk of a lockdown, people went and bought 40,000 rolls of toilet paper with zero shame. Although there was also...
I still have a little shame when I go to the store with the sole purpose of mainly getting toilet paper. Because I feel like the dirty boy that has a shopping cart, because when I buy toilet paper, I get the big pack because it's the best bang for your buck. But I don't skimp on toilet paper. So I'm going to the store and I'm buying $60 worth of toilet paper and just toilet paper. And I kind of, sometimes I've bought other things that I don't need because I don't want to look like I'm just there for toilet paper.
I don't know why that bothers you. Like, even if you were just there, like, what would the alternative be?
I don't know.
Like, if I worked at a grocery store and nobody bought toilet paper, I'd be like, everybody around here is gross. Like, what is happening? What is everybody doing?
Everyone here is rich. They have bidets.
Yeah, everybody's rich. So I wanted to talk about it because it's a thing. We use it. It had a history that is much more horrifying than where it is right now. And so I just wanted to bring up this article that was full of terrible information that I will never forget. No, it's a...
And now everyone should go see the pictures. Don't worry. It's not graphic.
No.
It is interesting. I'm all kidding aside. It is crazy to see where we started from. Okay, guys, life sucks in a lot of ways. Times are hard. But guys, times used to suck so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
People used to wipe their butts with sticks with sponges on it that everyone else would use it.
Oh, I didn't even explain the cleaning process. I'll throw that in as the finisher.
Nope, don't want to know.
So you'd rinse it in the bathwater, the old bathwater, when you're done, not while you're in there. So like before you throw water out, you'd rinse it, and then you'd stick it in a vinegar jar. Like it had like a storage vinegar.
Storage vinegar.
And I wouldn't reuse that vinegar, but they had it.
That's how balsamic was invented.
That's literally what balsamic means.
That's why it's brown.
In ancient Roman.
Oh, what have I done?
I'm sorry, everybody.
So I did not know that we don't talk about our discoveries very much before we start our show. We talk a little bit, maybe just kind of, hey, what's your thing? We will write a little cliff note thing. But I have an article as well from Atlas Obscura. I did not know that this is the Atlas Obscura show, but apparently it is today. I'd will
be on
say
board for that. It's a great website.
It is your place. So if anything, I am in your territory.
No, everybody should check out that website. It's awesome.
But I found an article. I actually found it on a Today I Learned. So granted, I found it in MySpace. Not on MySpace.
You found out MySpace.
I found it.
Who still has a MySpace?
In MySpace that ended up crossing over into your space. It is the world's smallest park. And it is in Portland, Oregon. And it was dedicated in 1948 as the only colony for leprechauns west of Ireland.
What? Wait. So
I want you to see this park, by the way.
Is that it?
That's it. That's the park. Yeah. It's one tree and
And it looks like a bonsai tree. Like it's like a planter.
Yes. So it is a very, very small. I mean, I have a larger garden in my backyard than this park. It was in 1946. Dick Fagan returned from World War II to resume his journalistic career with the Oregon Journal. His office on the second floor above Front Street gave him a view not only of the busy street, but also an unused hole in the median where a light pole was to be placed. When no pole arrived to fill in the hole, weeds took over the space. Fagan decided to take matters into his own hands and plant flowers. So this is the guy that basically planted the park that now is sanctioned as not a national park, but it is considered a park. he used to be like I said, he was a journalist, so he used to write columns and stuff like that. But there's a story that he tells about how he found the hole or whatever. And it's in his account, supposedly Fagin looked out the window and spotted a leprechaun digging a hole. He ran down and grabbed the leprechaun, which meant that he had earned a wish. Fagin said he wished for a park of his own. But since he did not specify the size of the park in his wish, the leprechaun gave him the hole.
I like it.
So that's his story.
I like the lore.
That is his story to how he got his own park and why it was so small.
I like the lore of that, actually.
But it's to this day a park in Portland, Oregon, and there's always festivities specifically on St. Patrick's Day around this park. And there's probably like 3 people can stand around this park.
I mean, it sounds like the park is the whole space around it. You can't actually stand in the park.
No, you can't. You will destroy the park.
Yeah, you just want to be like near the park.
The park has seen many renovations over the years. For a while, it was home for a small swimming pool and diving board for butterflies.
Oh, they put like miniature stuff in the park? That's awesome.
Many statues and a miniature Ferris wheel, which was delivered by a full-size crane.
Okay, that's commitment. That is commitment to this joke.
In 2006, the park was temporarily moved 7 feet away while construction for a different parkway, like for the road, a different road took place. It was replaced on March 16, 2017 to a full St. Patrick's Day celebration, complete with bagpipes and Irish folk music, with Dick Fagin's wife, Catherine, and family proudly in attendance. And it's a great story, and the pictures are even crazier because it's so small. It is the tiniest park.
I love it. I think that there should be as many parks as possible.
There should be more tiny parks.
Yeah, no, I think there should be. Seriously, I love parks.
I do like that they had little diving boards for butterflies.
I love that too. That it's still maintained and that the lore is maintained. There's a lot of great things about it. Okay, I read a crazy story and I wanted to see what you thought about it. So there was a guy in Utah who has implanted into his hand the key for his Tesla, the key to his office. It's something kind of like Apple Pay, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was.
Nope, it's the mark of the beast.
See, I mean, I guarantee it'll go there. I guarantee it will. But his premise is he doesn't have to bring anything. So literally, he walks up to his car, and this guy's kind of a troll because he walks up to his car.
We already talked about leprechauns. This guy's a troll?
Yeah. No, he walks up to his car and he's holding a banana and he acts like the banana unlocks the car. So he messes with people. But, it also logs on and off his computer. So it's his password to get into his computer as well. But he wanted to do this. He basically said his name was Ben Workman. He wanted to do it he said it was experimentation and curiosity. So he got.
What is the term for somebody that wants to enhance their body and there is a name for someone that wants to
cyborg,
basically become bionic. Keep talking. I will find the answer to this question that I have.
He basically just decides he wants to do this. He gets all the chips that he needs, and then he had to find a way to get them into his hand, and nobody would do it for him. He went to a vet, he went to a doctor, he went to a piercing studio, and no one would do it. So he had to have a family member implant it for him. And so they will send it to you. They will send you the chip in a syringe, and you literally just stick it right under the skin and just pump the syringe and then pull the tags, and it's done. And basically, it says that he put a magnet in his left hand. He says it doesn't have any interesting functionality besides magic tricks and fun stuff. I play tricks on people who don't know I have it in my hand. I try and convince them a banana is the key, and then I hold up a banana and the chip unlocks the door. And I think the magnet is just so literally he can pick up a paperclip with his finger. I think that he just has something. I think that it might be what you're talking about, where there's some people who like that kind of
I can't remember. It's something humanism. and I can't remember the word, and I don't even know what to put in here to Google it. But there is a growing majority. It's the same people that want to like be cryogenically frozen. The same people that want they want to have bionic legs so they can run super fast. And crazy stuff like that. There's something to it. It's interesting.
No, and he doesn't have the payment thing. He wants that next. Right now, he can unlock his car, unlock his work doors, turn his computer on and off, or like log into it, and then he can share his contact information. So he can send his I think it's probably like what do they call that? The V thing. I can't remember. It's like a virtual business card.
Yeah.
So he can like send his contact information. Mm-hmm. But next, what he wants to do is be able to do like Apple Pay and like just put his hand on the thing at the grocery store and it's done.
Let's be honest. That sounds awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
It really
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Is like,
no, I think it's cool.
Would you rather carry keys or be able to like put your hand on the door?
No, I think it's cool.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. And I'm sure that people, here's the problem is they're not wrong in thinking that where there is data up to this point, it has been mined. You see what I mean? And our cell phones are constantly on.
Our cell phones are almost always on us anyway. It's the same thing as having something implanted in you.
That's what I'm saying.
Basically.
No, but that is something that's happening though. Like they have a general sense of what we do on a daily basis. Like the cell phone companies.
The proverbial they.
No, the cell phone companies or any law enforcement agency that wants it has a general sense of what we would do on a day-to-day basis because we carry a cell phone.
It is pretty crazy. Me and my wife were looking for a vehicle just a couple days ago, and we only verbally talked about a specific car. And on Facebook, when she opened it, it had ads for that specific car. And I'm like, God, I know what happened, and it's just so freaky. It's real weird. I don't like that.
Yeah,
it feels weird.
I get why people are concerned. But what I'm saying is the functionality of being able to, like, the only person to get into my computer is either me or they cut my hand off is awesome. I mean, not getting my hand cut off, but just being able to do everything with just like touch or just proximity is awesome. Because we're right there anyways. It's really just a step away from kind of like the Apple Pay and stuff like that. Instead of having to carry a phone, it's just you don't.
I don't know.
You just pay.
I think that I would maybe do it if it was a thing that was offered, not just someone a family member would have to inject it into my hand.
I'd be a little concerned about like, I'm just going to get the chip and I'll just have somebody around the house just stab me real quick and they'll be good.
So I found an article from Business Insider that talks about slogans that did not translate. So there was something lost in translation. I just want to share some of these because they are gold. They're fun. And it's a fun article. Number 1, HSBC Bank. Their slogan used to be assume nothing. And when they tried to translate it, it translated to do nothing.
Do nothing.
And they ended up spending over $10 million to change their tagline to the world's private bank instead, which sounds much more boring.
Yeah, it does sound.
But it is much more friendly to translation.
And it's so generic. Like, what does that mean? Tell me more about how you're the most private.
We've talked about this. Like, it's just, what does that even mean? Like, bad.
It's just marketing.
It's still bad marketing, in my opinion. Anyway, KFC, this is one of my favorite ones. Finger licking good. We still use that one. They didn't have to change that one. Here. But in Japan, wait, let me see if it was the right country.
China, Beijing.
China, yes. In China, it translated to eat your fingers off.
It's freaking so good you're gonna eat your fingers.
So
honestly, it's kind of awesome. They could flip that. They could flip it so that became their ads now, because their commercials have gotten weird.
Yeah,
they've
having
gotten
different celebrities
weird.
like look like the Colonel.
Yeah, and just be generally unsettling and weird.
Coors, turn it loose used to be their tagline, and it was translated bad to mean suffer from diarrhea.
How?
In Spanish.
In Spanish?
Yes.
Turn it loose. Okay.
I mean, think about it.
Okay, yeah.
Can you get it?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I bet it's not like literally
Suelto can mean different things.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think slang has ruined turn it loose in Spanish.
Electrolux. The Swedes didn't consider American slang when they exported the tagline, "Nothing sucks like an Electrolux."
Yeah, I think slang is what's getting everybody here.
Ford had a bad translation. Every car has a high-quality body, which I don't like that one anyway.
No, it's terrible.
And it translated to every car has a high-quality corpse.
Similar.
This is one of my favorite ones as well. Braniff Airlines, fly in leather. I don't get what they were trying to say there, but it translated. Translated to fly naked.
Fly naked. That's a different airline.
What happens if people show up and be like, "Hey, I thought this was the nudist airline"?
You said fly naked. I don't know.
American Motors. I get this one. This is in Spanish. This is very simple. A car named the Matador, translated in Spanish to the killer. So
Okay.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Yep. Pampers. Japanese parents had no idea why a stork was delivering a baby on the package because in Japan, babies are delivered on a giant floating peach.
What?
Didn't know that was a thing.
What? Wait. So
This was before the peach emoji.
They don't. Yeah. That has ruined all of this. Wait. So instead of a stork, babies are brought by a giant peach when you tell children about it?
Babies are delivered on a giant floating peaches. I don't know enough about Japanese folklore culture that you tell your kids, like the tooth fairy type stuff, to know a lot about it. But yeah, apparently the Japanese people were very confused at why there was a stork. I mean, let's be honest. Why is there a stork?
I don't know why there's a stork. No, I don't know why there's
confused.
a peach either, though. It doesn't make more sense. It makes the same amount of sense. A peach seems like it'd be real itchy. If it was a giant peach and you need to sleep on it, it seems like it'd feel weird.
A little fuzzy.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
James, maybe that's where they got the idea.
It's
for
a side
James and the
grade.
giant peach.
No, that was the peach emoji.
Oh, that's where it was born.
Yeah, that's how that movie was written. It was not. But that's interesting. It's funny to see how sometimes translations go very awry.
Eat your fingers off.
So
fly naked and suffer from diarrhea.
Fly naked is pretty good. I really like that one. I don't really get. What is it? Fly in leather?
Yeah. Fly in leather.
Fly in leather sounds weird too, though. That also is bad.
It is.
That's the thing, is some of these are just bad. And the Ford one is terrible. It's every car has a nice body. It's that's stupid.
Sex sells, though. You're talking about body, people don't think about sex.
No, and I mean, now there's built Ford tough. No, they only do that with trucks. That's the thing. They've gotten very specific on trucks. It's it's tough and rugged, and you're going to be able to haul a bunch of stuff. And then the other ones, it's no, the commercials that I just, and luckily there's no sports right now, so I haven't seen commercials in several months. But the ones that would trigger me every time was those Chevy commercials where they pretend it's real people. And it's oh, that Chevy, I don't know what any of them are called. That Chevy.
Silverado?
Nope, not Silverado. It's I don't know. It's
Traverse.
A crossover. I'm trying to think of a good, I'm going to just call it a Magenta because that seems like a name for
Equinox.
a cross. No, Magenta. That Chevy Magenta makes me feel so sexy. And then there's these are real people. It's you sure about that? They're real people. Those aren't live humans. But that is not a real conversation.
They should just say, these are not robots.
Yeah, these are real people. No, but I don't know.
Promise they're not robots.
I hate those commercials so much. But
yeah, they're pretty bad.
What can you do? Marketing teams are weird. They throw stuff against the wall. So, final discovery of the week is the artist of the week. And this one,
I'm excited for this one.
This one, actually, Kirk was there with me for when we met him. So,
can we tell the story about...
Yes, we should tell the story about this because I don't know that I'll do it on the other show.
Probably not. No, you should.
So, me and Kirk have gone... We'll go further back. When we were in high school, we loved a band called Anne Berlin.
Mm-hmm. I still like them a lot. One of my favorite bands.
Yeah, no, they're great. Both of them are in different places now. They're both in the same location, like geographically, but they're in different worlds now because Stephen Christian is the lead singer, and he is, I can't remember what level pastor he was, family pastor, campus pastor. I can't remember. He's one of the pastors at a church in Tampa, and he still does some stuff with music. Me and Kirk have seen him play at Rock Brothers a couple times, and he plays with Christian McElhenney, who's the guitarist.
He used to be the lead guitarist, yeah.
He was the guitarist for Amberlin. And so we saw them play. We saw them play for the past 2 years. We saw them when they came to the Attic, and I think it was this most recent time where I went and like caught Steven. I was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And so I ended up talking to him, and I knew that like Kirk is also a huge fan, and so I brought Kirk with me to go down to the church and meet Steven. And I think you should tell the best part of this story.
Someone else knows that I'm a big fan of the band, and that is my wife. And being the amazing wife that she is, it was my birthday coming around. So what she did is she paid money for one of those Cameo things, and she chose Stephen Christian to call me and wish me happy birthday. Well, it's a video essentially. Yeah. He's gonna video message me a happy birthday, and I didn't tell her that Zach was I told her that he was taking me on an interview. I didn't tell her who we were going to see, and literally the day of us going to the interview, I tell her, "Yeah, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with Zach to this interview, and it's Stephen Christian, the lead singer of Amberlin." And she goes, "What? Why would you do this?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why are you mad at me? What did I do?" And she was so mad. She was so upset because she's like, "I just 2 days ago, set up this Cameo call for you for your birthday, and now you're going to go talk to him in person." And he hadn't sent it yet. That day was the day he was supposed to send it. And so me and Zach meet him, and we're like, "Hey, can you maybe cancel that Cameo?"
Yeah, we literally told him this story.
And it was funny because her birthday is not too far from mine. So instead, in person, I had him do a cameo for her saying happy birthday.
Yep. So yeah, it was just one of those crazy timing things. It was just like, how the heck does this even happen? But it was really cool to meet somebody who was really important to us when we were in high school. Oh, the nicest guy.
Super nice.
We had a great time talking to him. We actually went and talked in his green room at his church. Just a really, really nice guy. And I reached back out to him. And I'll give a bonus discovery. Check out a song called "Hymn for Her," like hymn, HYMN. It's a great song, and you'll think it's a romantic song, but it's a song from him to his daughter, and so it's a very touching song. He played it live, and everybody was
that's from Anchor and Braille, right? His solo project.
Anchor and Braille is his solo stuff. Once he's separated from Amberlin, and I mean they'll play it randomly because 3 out of 4 at least are still here in the area because 2 are in Loose Talk now.
It's crazy because I didn't even know they were from our area when we listened to them.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They're from Lakeland. So, yeah. They're from very much our area. But I reached out to him and I asked him like if he had a song that he thought would be a better fit for featuring on the podcast. And he said that there was one that he has not released yet.
We have an exclusive to play for you guys.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, and it is called Madness by Stephen Christian.
And I've listened to it, and it is real good. It's good.
Yeah, I hope you guys like it. He's a great singer. Thanks for listening. Get in touch.
Thank you so much.
Follow us, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook group, Twitter.
So on Twitch, just updating because we finally are kind of anchoring down our schedule. We do this on Friday nights, a live stream of the show at around 8-ish. And then on Wednesdays, this is Kirk will be doing podcast commentary on old episodes, as well as playing some Hearthstone or some other like easy to, go back and forth type game. And Zach, what are you doing? Are you doing anything on Twitch? Do you know yet?
I'm probably going to play Hearthstone on Sunday.
So Zach's on Sundays. Do you have a time yet, or just kind of morning-ish? He's trying to get our good friends overseas, Yeah.
No, it's just, I don't know. You want to pick one of the weird times. I don't want to compete with all the primetime players. I want to be Sunday morning when you can just have your cereal.
Sunday morning rain is falling.
Yeah, I'll play Maroon 5. That's fine. They won't care, right? It's fine. Okay, and finally, enjoy Madness by Stephen Christian.
Awesome.
I know you see red, I see your raised hands. Try to explain yourself to a stone wall. I know you left bed with your words unsaid. Conversations all but killed itself. It killed itself. I'm sorry I can't make it right as we screamed at the night. Tried to apologize with just these words. Is love more, less that you leave, or that you still believe we have hope now for tomorrow? You know the madness. I'll just keep on loving you with all I am. I'll just keep on loving you no matter where you are. I'll just keep on loving. I'll just keep on loving you. In the madness, in the crash flash of light, in the pain of the needle sting, I'll just keep on loving